You've got your coffee.
So actually, this is some tea. I'm doing a cleanse and reset.
Oh.
Yes, I'm super excited. It's my second day,
If
and I'm
you're a frequent listener to the show, you know that I conduct 3 hour-long interviews with each of my guests over the course of months. Deep dives that help me, as a poet, get behind some of my guests' default language and into the hidden imagery, obscure metaphors, and less obvious associations in the stories my subjects tell. I take up to 3 months to write the finished poem, and then I book my guest for another hour, during which I reveal the poem. You hear only a fraction of these conversations, carefully edited for a more streamlined listening experience. But in this special bonus episode, I take you behind the scenes of the fourth and final reveal session with Alexa, whose poem Blessing borrowed her own father's handwritten motto as its theme. I thought you might appreciate getting to be a fly on the wall for a reveal, which has a process of its own and usually involves a few essential steps. First, I catch up with my guest. The truth is, I've missed them. It's good to see them again. Then I prepare them for their poem by explaining a few things that help them set expectations for what's about to happen. Then I send them a PDF of the poem so that they have it in front of them when I read it to them. And finally, I invite them to reflect, ask questions, and discuss the poem with me. A reveal is poignant, not just because there's a poem in that, but because it may be our last conversation. The work we've done together has come to an end. And although we now have something beautiful to show for it, and a bond because of it, we can't help but feel the pull of separation. In the 25 minutes to come, you'll experience what Alexa experienced before, during, and after her poem's reveal. Most of our conversation is unedited. That's because, to my mind, everything that happens here is important if you want to understand the care and compassion
the
that
way
goes
that
into
they
this
do too.
process.
And for a long time, I've been
There are no
trying to
closing
find
credits
comfort
because I left
from
this
going
audio
out
quite
and
raw
doing
and
nothing
put Ash
more.
Whitaker's
And
theme
then I
music
started
in
doing like these
myself.
other
So this
supplements, and that
feels as
kind of
good a
helped.
place
And
as any
before
to
the
remind
the
you
cleanse,
that there's a
I've already
poem in
lost
everything
7.5 pounds.
if you're paying attention.
So
Yeah,
I've already
yeah,
been working my butt
yeah,
off,
yeah.
but this is just gonna like, you know, move me in the right direction.
And it's not even about the weight loss because people can Huge be
Yeah.
thanks
Yeah.
heavy to Alexa for giving us
Yes.
permission to
But
share so
I'm getting
much
there.
of our good work
Um,
together with you.
so I have something for you. Okay. And this is always a nerve-wracking for me because, sharing something really that I think is special, but you are under no obligation to like what I have done or approve in any way of what's there, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, and so really getting into an honest mode with it is really important, right?
Yes.
This isn't a precious work of art so much as it is a process that can be ongoing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna overcome my anxieties now and hit send. You're at a computer?
So I'm on my phone right now, but I have a computer available.
Good, good. I
Okay.
open it up. I'll send you an email. You'll be
Okay.
able to read this poem along with me so that you can see it. That way you'll be able to really absorb it. So
Yes.
before you take a look at this, I just want to explain some of my thinking around it.
Okay.
You and I talked for 3 hours, and we covered a lot of ground.
Mm-hmm.
And in your initial voice message to me, which was after we met at the farmers market, the one word that kept coming back to me, the reason I kind of called you back in the first place was the word lost. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember, but you had really framed it up, your call, in terms of how lost you were feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked about a lot of stuff. I don't know how much you held back. If there's more, there's
Oh
a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more.
There's more.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more. And the everything from the personal love story with the boys to your mom and your dad and the whole the legacy he has left you and so much more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just want to take a moment to recognize how beautiful that conversation was for me, and how much I appreciated you showing up for that. And I've given you and your sister and your brother a lot of thought over these last months. I know it's been pretty quiet on my end. I kind of put these things into the machine, and then the machine kind of has to do its work. I don't really have any, I just have to walk and drink coffee until something happens. Um, but I think something's finally happened. And what I did was I focused your story. I couldn't kind of cover off on some of the biggest stuff in your life, and my job isn't really to rehash it all or put together an album of all your woes or kind of retell all your stories, right? Because you can do all that if you want to, but that doesn't sound like you anyway. Like that's not really even your style. So instead, I focused in on just one thing. So I'm going to hit send. You'll get a PDF. The poem is
Okay.
called Blessing.
Okay.
And let me know when you see it there.
Okay.
Okay. I was just thinking about your father's motto, and what a powerful thing that was. And hearing you say it just this morning, the positivity.
Yes.
It's no small thing. People kind of throw that around and say that to each other in passing or whatever, but it's
Yeah, they do.
it's as right. It's as deep as a cleanse or anything that you might do for your body. It is a bodily thing. It changes our chemistry and it changes the way we think. And I think your dad understood that, and
Yes.
and that legacy is among other legacies that he left behind. That one, I think, has a kind of power that poetry sort of loves. So that's where
Yeah.
I went.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
open that up and I'll read it to you, okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I got it. Oh my God, you did not. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I already saw it.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Let me not cry
Okay,
already.
kind of sticks out, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, it's supposed to, right? Like,
It's supposed to. Exactly. That's the subject of the poem. All right, let me know when you're composed.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Blessing. May we all find the ink in our veins as he did on his deathbed, to print for his kids the motto he lived by. Think positive. The blue ink, the red ink, the good ink God gave us. May we all find it in us, that river at the core, wherever the point of our lives meets the paper we're given, to author a heaven, and more where that came from.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I was reading through it again and I'm like, okay, the ink. And then I'm looking at it and I was like, I almost forgot that he wrote that. Like it almost like slipped my own head. But I'm
Wow.
like he wrote that. Like sorry. Those are the last that's the last thing he ever wrote down before he passed. You know? Like
Yeah.
it just like I feel like I've been thinking about so many other things. I've been thinking about my ex and my career and where to go next that sometimes I never take a second to remember my parents because life is just so crazy right now. So this is beautiful to see, but it does stir up some stuff inside of me because, I haven't really been able to just like sit and think about them because I'm worried about other stuff. So, yeah, it makes me really happy, to like because to talk about my dad with like his sister, to talk about my dad with my siblings, or something like that is one thing. It's like common for us, but to be able to talk about it with other people, it's it's like I get to remember how much he loved us, how much we loved him, and his legacy he left behind, like you said. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Why do you think you put the blue and the red ink? I'm curious.
The blue ink, the red ink, the good ink God gave us.
Well, when you sent me the photo, I think it's in blue ink, right?
Yes.
But may we all find the ink in our veins is a poetic way of saying may we all find the substance, may we all find the blood, the guts, right? And he was all about guts. He was all about the body. He was all about pushing yourself and taking getting the blood going, right? Getting the blood going.
Yes.
As a trainer. And so the blue and the red ink, right? The things we do outwardly, but also the things we do inside, the blood in our veins. May we
I
all
love
find
that.
it.
Yeah. And I love how you use God in there too. That made me very happy. I've been struggling with just like the fact that that I didn't like identify as a Christian before he passed because him and I were always, like we're just always at each other's necks about religion, about anything really. And it was the most beautiful part of our relationship of our, parent and daughter. Um, but I think to myself sometimes, especially when I see kids with like their parents worshiping and like, you know, how I worship now. Like I watch my sermons, I go to church, I watch YouTube videos, and I wish I could have done that with him.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me feel good because I know he would be proud of me. Um, and that I'll get to leave that legacy on too.
Mm-hmm.
But it does it sorry, I didn't know I would cry this much.
Okay, that's okay. I'm here for it. And we've got all the time in the world, so.
But I didn't know like I'm so focused on like the positive and like looking forward that when I do give myself a second to focus on the grief and the past and like what does still affect me to this day,
Of course.
it's so much more than just I'm mad at a boy, or I'm
Yeah,
heartbroken. Like
I know.
I'm heart like I'm heartbroken over losing my parents.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
Yeah. I know how important your newfound faith community is to you. You talked a little bit about that. I don't know if you remember. And so I did want to put that in because I remember you telling me that was a point of contention for you and your dad. And
Yeah.
the way that I think about that, and take this as you wish, but mm, I would put it this way. I would say you gave him a good workout.
God, how can I be crying and laughing at the same time? Oh my God, that was so good. Oh my gosh, you have to put this in the podcast because that was, oh gosh, that was,
And I think he probably appreciated
you're
it.
so right. You're so right. Oh, you're so right. Oh my gosh, I gotta write that down. Hold on, give me 1 second.
We'll put it in the show. It'll be there forever.
You gave him a good workout. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is iconic. That is iconic. Arnold Vasquez would love that. If like he were still living and I'm like, hey, I'm just giving you a good workout. Oh, he would just, you better be glad you're cute. Like he used to tell us that all the time when we would make him mad. Oh gosh. So, uh,
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
Um,
can can you tell me a little more about that river at the core, wherever the point of our lives meets the paper?
yeah. So wherever the point of our lives meets the paper, obviously is a reference to the pen doing its work on the paper, but it's also about wherever the point of our lives, wherever the metal, wherever the metal, what is it? Rubber hits the metal, rubber hits the road, metal hits the metal.
Yes, yes.
Whenever things get serious, and whenever it comes down to making a choice about what's important to us,
Okay,
basically,
yes. I love
right?
that. Yes.
Right?
Okay. Hmm.
And the river is kind of a classical poetic allusion to death. The river of
Yeah.
the river Styx, and these ideas of crossing over the river, and the sort of change of life, the flow of natural flow of things.
Yeah.
Um, and the poem talks about the river at the core, and I took that word from personal training too, right?
Yeah.
But also, again, a reference to that whatever this is that I'm talking about, ink. I know I don't ever use the word blood. Mm, There's a lot of ways to kind of think about what is in us, right? Soul,
Yes,
um,
yes.
drive, uh, our will, our passion, whatever it is, however you want to think about this, it's all in there. That's the river at our core, right? So
Yes.
first it starts in the veins, and it's sort of emanating outward into the whole core by the end, and then authoring a heaven is about, that's why I put his words right in there, his handwriting right in there, because he's helping me write the poem in more ways than one. It's not just cute. The whole poem, this whole exchange maybe is built on those two words.
Yeah.
And um and now, people will dial into the podcast and be affected by them. So I wanted to keep the handwriting just as it was and honor it, and give him authorship along with me
Yeah.
of the poem. So, and as I was saying before we read it, there is a degree to which the words we use author the lives we live.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When we say we're lost, that may be an expression of a feeling that we haven't quite totally worked through yet, and that's okay. But the word lost has an effect, on our bodies, has an effect on our minds, has an effect on our dreams and the way we relate to the world around us. And as soon as we've done enough processing of that emotion so that the word lost gets revised, gets reauthored into a different word that works better now that we've processed it,
Yeah.
then that's when the healing and the change can happen, and it's real, right? So I don't use authoring lightly in the poem either. He's helping you and your sister and your brother with those two words create a whole reality if you allow it to.
Yeah. Oh, it just get it like as much as I'm like crying and being a little erratic with like my emotions, I just feel so like grateful to be able to even have this like experience and opportunity to even just share my story, for you to hear it, for you to create this amazing piece of artwork. And yeah, I'm just happy I'll get to have it forever. So
Yeah, it's yours forever. I'm glad. It sounds like you like it.
I do like it. I do have a question for you. So if
Yeah.
can I like print it out and like put it in a frame? Like, can I do that? Can I give it to
Yeah.
other people? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's in the contract. It's yours to share and distribute as however you wish. It's also
Perfect.
mine. It's also mine to share and
Yeah.
distribute as I wish. But and I'm not as invested in that as you are. This really is a
Yeah.
gift from me to you, and I'm in this not for my own artistic
Yeah.
right advancement or whatever. I'm in this because I think poetry has a role, an untapped role in society that we should all be working with a poet, right? So
Yeah.
the gift is yours, and
The way I'm thinking about it is like to his sister and like even his brother, the brother that, you know, him and I just anyways. I'm I think that this is just so beautiful that I want to share it with everybody that he impacted. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't just his family. It wasn't just his friends. It was his clients. It was everybody that he met. Like, I mean, I don't know how, like going through his office, I don't know how many cards and printed out reviews and like all these things like that I got to read and see that my my dad was this amazing person that left this legacy that left an impact on people's lives forever. And it's
mhm,
just beautiful. Somebody recently from his high school made like a memorial video of him, and it was just so beautiful to see and like have people comment and like
mm,
it's really great that even after he's passed that people even outside my family still talk about him and still miss
mhm,
him, still think of their moments with him. So yeah.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Excuse me. That's I mean I've engaged this incredible creature who lived in LA for most of her life. That's why I say you're Californian at heart. She's, she's got this relentless positivity, right? And it's
Yes.
sometimes it's like, oh my God, please just let me alone so I can complain, you know?
I
Sometimes the
love
guy
it.
just wants to complain about things, but she's really trained me, so not consciously, but I've learned from being with her and watching her interact in the world how powerful it is to, they throw this word around gratitude all over LA
Yeah.
too, and
Hmm.
it gets sort of trite and it feels kind of silly, but it's really a deep concept rooted in Buddhist thinking and rooted in the idea of forgiveness and rooted in so many traditions, and that give meaning to our lives. So it's the more you sort of dwell in that space and the more you incorporate it into your daily life, yeah, I can see why your dad touched so many people. It's a kind of a medicine.
Hmm.
It's more than it's better than any supplement. It's a bigger nutrient for the body than any other. You can be wasting away, dying, but still, like he did, look forward into the future and
Yep.
see the positive. So it really
Yeah.
is a beautiful testament to his life to focus on those
Yes.
words.
I think it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Alexa, this has been just an enormous treat for me.
I'm happy you felt the same way.
I I I feel like you're the one that gave me the gift, and you've heard the podcast, so you know how we treat storytelling on the show.
There's a Poem in That is funded by listeners like you who see value in discovering the poetry in strangers' most intimate stories. Tax-deductible contributions of any size are welcome at poeminthat.com, or follow me, Todd Boss, on Patreon, where I release poems, outtakes, and extras
And
like
all
this
I want
one.
to tell you is keep the faith, because it's all in the poem. But you're gonna be just fine. I don't know anything about your siblings, but if they're under your care and under your influence, you guys are gonna be just fine.
Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. I had a feeling when I walked up to that booth, I was like, what is this all about? What is this all about? And
You did.
I was like, I'm gonna call you because I have a story.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm so glad to be a part of it. All right, darling. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Talk soon.
Have a
Let me
good one.
know. Let me know how things are going for you, and if you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
And if you feel there's an unwritten poem in your story, tell me why by leaving a message on my Haiku Hawaii listener line, 808-300-0449. That's 808-300-0449.